Hi everybody, I'm Dale Grove. Welcome to Greater Dayton Live, and we have a fun episode that we're going to have today. We're going to talk about the Dayton Sharks arena football team that's coming to Dayton Hare Arena. If you haven't heard about the Sharks, you'll know all about them by the end of the program. My guest on this episode, immediately to my right, we have three-time champion. From what I understand from the office, you know one word, and that's winning.
That's it. The only thing that I've done with the players, the Jimmies and the Joes that are on the field, because I hate to take credit for these guys making great plays. But the only thing I know how to do is win.
This is Coach Chris Taylor right here from the Dayton Sharks,
coming
head
off
coach.
3 straight championships, and that's what we're going to do in Dayton, is bring a championship to Dayton.
Sounds great. Across from me, I didn't realize until just this afternoon when we were all in the green room talking what kind of star power we have around here at this table. Directly across from me, this is the quarterback for the Dayton Sharks, and you'll get an idea of how big this man is when you see him on the tight shot here. This is Tommy Jones. Tommy Jones is a quarterback for the Dayton Sharks, free agent signee with the Cincinnati Bengals in 2003, and has played am I correct? You played quarterback on 3 teams?
3 championship teams.
3 championship teams in the IFL, UIFL, and CIFL.
That's correct.
And across from me over here, we have Robert Redd, wide receiver, 4 years with the National Football League, and in 2003 with the Indianapolis Colts. You were a wide receiver there also, am I guessing right?
Yes, sir.
All right, great. Well, we have some star power here at the table, and we're going to talk about arena football here today. And, Coach, I'm going to throw this first question to you.
Sure.
We're talking about arena football, and I was explaining it to some friends of mine, and they didn't quite understand what it was I was talking about. For the fans at home, what the heck is arena football?
Well, indoor football is football, just played inside. Instead of 11 players, there's only 8. And then instead of the field being 100 yards long, it's only 50. And instead of it being 53 yards wide, it's only 26 yards wide. Mm-hmm. So you got huge men flying around at 100 miles an hour, slamming into each other, and all of that's happening in a very short span of time inside of a Cracker Jack box. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of action, really quick, and it happens right in front of you.
Now, in arena football, though, there's a lot of similarities between it and what we see on television on Saturday and Sunday afternoons. But are there any differences to what we see there?
Everything happens so much faster. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, it's like Tommy touched on earlier and Coach touched on. Everything is football. It's just happens a lot faster. You know, so
I think the similarities is like you said, is just there's still first through fourth down. There's still the same rules of holding, penalties, the face mask, all that. I think everything's pretty much the same, but you have walls around you with pads on them that you can hit them, and you got basically the biggest difference is, we'll have a guy coming downhill in motion.
Yeah.
So when you do that, they're 10 yards deep, they're running downhill. As soon as the ball snapped, they're at the line of scrimmage, going full speed.
Now, you played for the Bengals, or you were a free agent for the Bengals. Yeah. You played for the Colts. As a quarterback and a wide receiver, you can make comparisons to where, you were out there, you're getting ready to throw the ball, and you have a wider area that you can scan there, and maybe you had that extra second or two, if I'm right, to try to see, okay, where am I going to go with this? But now you've got these hockey boards with pads on them that have tightened that space. Do you have to recalculate in your minds, like, okay, now wait a minute here, this isn't like playing out there in the field?
To me, it's easier. Just because once you go it's easier to go from indoor to outside because you have a little bit more time to think, to read, and to do things like that. Inside, it happens a lot faster. It would be a lot easier to transition to the outdoor game coming from the indoor game than it would be from outdoor to indoor.
Yeah.
Okay.
The holes aren't as big, but it's all pre-snap read. It's all understanding what the defense is doing. Just like NFL, you got to know what your defense is doing first to understand, hey, this is where my routes are. Now I know what the defense is doing. Now I can get to my first, second read quicker. In this game, it is a lot of pre-snap read where that first read tells you, here's where the window is. This is where your guy is going to be open. You got to make sure your timing is right to get on it. So the speed of it and the thinking of it is much quicker.
The Sharks are a part of the Continental Indoor Football League. What is the CIFL?
CIFL's been around for a number of years. There's a few different indoor football leagues. Some of them come and go. The CIFL's kind of stood the test of time and it's been around. They brought in a lot of really talented teams this year. In the Dayton Sharks, the Erie Explosion, which I've experienced against, Marion here in Columbus, Saginaw, the winners from last year. There's Eastern Kentucky. There's a lot of really good football teams, and the competition level is top-notch for indoor football. That's why a guy like me has to go out and get guys like this, because if I don't, we're going to struggle. But I go out and get top talent, and these guys know what the level of play is going to be because they want to play against the best guys doing this. And this is an opportunity to do that right here in Dayton at Hare Arena.
How many teams are in the CIFL?
10 teams. There's 10 teams.
So how many teams can make to the playoffs?
4 teams make it to the playoffs, and it works the same as any tournament bracket style. You know, top 4 teams will go to the playoffs. Number 1 plays number 4, 2 plays number 3, and then a championship game. So that's kind of how it's set up, and that's how it's designed to work. We will play 12 games. We'll play 10 regular season and then 2 playoff games at home for the championship here in Dayton.
Now, your first game is a bye, though.
That's correct. The league schedules games based on availability of arenas and those type of things. And I don't care if it's Owensboro, Eastern Kentucky, Marion, the Explosion in Erie. The road to the championship comes through Dayton. And they can put that on a bulletin board, write it down, film it, play it for their players. I don't care.
Spread
Our
the word.
nature, my nature is, hey, here we are. And it's kind of like a hurricane. You know it's coming, but there's not a damn thing you can do about it. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
Well, that's it. We're on after 10 o'clock now, folks. Sorry about that. We were hoping to get the word out, but I guess it'll be to the late-night crowd. Robert, what's up with the name Dayton Sharks?
If you think about the name Sharks, Sharks are aggressive. You know, they're predators, man, and that's going to be our style of play. That's how we're going to attack aggressive, offensively, defensively. We're going to play fast, hard, physical, and you know, our name speaks for itself. You know, Sharks, we're going to be aggressive, and we coming to do some damage. So, you know, that's the name fits our team and our style of play.
Okay, Tommy, tell me, when did you first develop an interest in playing football?
Junior high I played a little bit, but really high school when I got into it, you know, got a little play of varsity. I was actually a field goal kicker. So, you know, Friday nights was just something that just kicked in, and then first year playing was a sophomore year, and after that I just fell in love with football. And, you know, as I say, the rest is history, and, you know, kind of got a couple offers to play, you know, in the Big Ten, stuff like that. So I just kept on moving up, and it's just been ever since then. It's just been one of the loves of my life.
Talk about your experience. Go ahead. You started to say something.
He was talking about it after his senior season. I just was curious to know, did you play any All-Star games after your senior season?
We played an All-Star game, and he played at Wayne, I think. He's an opposing team. If you want to ask him who the MVP of the game was, you can ask him if you want.
Who was it?
For his team, him, I would assume, but I know that
But you were the MVP for your team.
I got the plaque at home that says All-Star Game MVP.
The game was never finished. just so you know, Dale, the game never finished. It was canceled after halftime due to weather.
Oh, okay.
It was lightning.
Lightning struck.
Right. It was me striking
It was
for
called-
real.
it was called
They canceled it real fast.
It's called Tommy. They can't handle it. So let's get this game over with.
Well, tell us about where you got your start in football.
Oh man, I come from a football family. Both my uncles played high school ball at Wayne High School, the Wayne High School. Put that out there. And the Wayne High School. Yeah, and they went on to play at Bowling Green State University. So I just kind of followed in their footsteps, and you know, and came up in a football family. I was blessed to have that opportunity. So I just soaked it in, and it's been a great experience. Been a great ride.
Now go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's finally it's a good thing to be able to finally come home and be able to put on for these fans in Dayton, because they've been good to me. I know a lot of people has followed my career all around the world, man. So it's good to be able to come back home and give back a little bit.
Now, you've both had the opportunity to play in the NFL. Give us a little bit of, we see what we see on the NFL Network when they mic the players up and we hear all that. Talk about some of your experiences in the NFL. Was it what you had expected it to be?
To me, it was, yeah. I mean, I was fortunate when I went. It was Carson Palmer was the #1 pick in the draft that year. So, I got to go into the guy that's played and did had great success at USC. And then John Kitna was there that year. He's actually the comeback player of the year that year. And two of those guys that call friends today, great people, and take you under your wing and teach you the game, and the kind of the locker room atmosphere is similar to what we go through now, just with our cars aren't as as expensive as theirs, but
right.
For the most part, this is great people and fun. The ownership to the head coaches and position coaches. It was just one of those things that it's a dream come true just to say you've been there and done it. And they say what's 5% of people in America could ever say that they've done something like that. So it's just one of those things. It's been a great experience, and it's wonderful people at that league.
You got to say that you made it there.
Yeah, I was in the camps. I went through the practices. Training camps was sweating and going crazy, and the dinners, and of course we went and played golf during training camp on our days off. So it was kind of cool to see how they handled what it was supposed to be they're handling, and going through the meetings and learning football and understanding. I think that's a big thing, is to understand how to prepare for football.
Right.
At that level, when they're in those films and they're teaching you what to do, I mean, it's one of those things that's it's just an amazing thing to learn how to prepare and how to teach younger people how to do things right, and just different ways of talking to different people, because everyone's different and they learn different ways. So it's one of those things that you get a good grasp on how everyone's different and just go about it different ways with everybody.
Robert, how about you?
Like he said, I mean, it was a blessing to have an opportunity to be able to experience that, just to see the preparation that the coaches and the players take. It's just a wonder why they are paid the way that they are, because I mean, it's countless amount of hours, in just preparing and watching film, and as a fan on the outside looking in, you don't get to see those blood, sweat, and tears that you have to endure during training camps and things like that. So to be able to experience that gave me a new appreciation for just for the game in itself, but just to see how hard it was to get there and what it takes to be able to stay. I mean, you got to take your hat off to those guys.
In a little bit, we're going to be talking about, why it's important the fans come out and support the Dayton Sharks. But before we do, I'm curious, what was your experience like going into the Sharks tryouts and training camp? What did you have to go through?
Really, I mean, that's the coaches. He really puts it through and puts it forward. And for us, we've been around to come help and kind of talk to the players. It's one of those things that you're full go at all times. 100% every play could be with the one play that helps you stay till tomorrow, or it could be that one play that says, hey, you're gone today. And he's one of the most upfront coaches I've ever played with. It just tells you, hey, this is how we're going to do this. And at the end of the day, some of you are going to make it, some of you aren't. It doesn't mean you can't play for us. It doesn't mean you can't play at all. It just means you can't play for us.
Right.
And that's what he's done a great job of bringing the talent here and doing it. It's, every day is competitive, and offensively and defensively, we get better every day because we're going against that top-notch competition against each other, and we have fun with it. So one of those things, it's not you're just in here practicing against anybody, that, we really strive to get better and to work hard to make each other better every day, and I think that's really what's going to help us succeed.
Okay,
I'll say that too. I mean, just playing for a coach like Coach Taylor is, I mean, he leaves no room for, for soft or anything like that. I played like you said earlier, the last 3 years in arena football for the Cleveland Gladiators, and when I tell you training camp there and training camp here is like night and day. There's a little more laid back and everything like that. I mean, you hit the ground running here. And you're playing against the very best. Coach Taylor, real high strung man, and you're gonna get you get what you ask for, both sides of the ball. So, I just wanted to throw that out there for him real fast, because I mean it's different when you ask how training camp and how it's been in Dayton, but it's a trip. It's different.
Coach, let me ask you.
Sure.
It's the first day of tryouts. You're standing in, where did you try out at? Where were your tryouts held at?
They were at Inglewood Soccer Center.
Okay, Inglewood Indoor Soccer Center. You're standing there and you see the players walk in through the door, the potential players.
Right.
All right. When you see them coming in through the door, are you kind of judging them as they come in, how they carry themselves, walking through the door, how professional they are, anything, or what hits you before they even start the actual physical tryouts?
I'll tell you, there's a couple things that I look at initially because a guy has to have the right demeanor, has to carry himself a certain way.
Represent the team.
Absolutely, but I don't want to put too much on that because there's a lot of underwear superstars. So a lot of guys come in and they look good in a jogging suit and a T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, they're a tough guy Hercules in a T-shirt, and then you put a helmet on them and they're Mighty Mouse.
Okay.
And I've just seen that too much. So, that's why it's very important to have top guys that I know are proven, like these guys here, Tommy and Red, and Terrell Bird, former Big East Defensive Player of the Year. Also on our roster, James Spikes, UIFL Defensive Player of the Year last year, a.k.a. Cadillac. I mean, these guys are proven guys. And then local guys, Chris Respis, Moss, our running back, which I can't for the life of me figure out why he didn't play for a huge school because he is just a head buster. If young kids, if you've never seen a guy run the ball hard and physical, come watch this kid play. He's a Central State product right here in Dayton. But during these tryouts, you got 120, 140 guys coming through, and everybody wants to play. Now, you got some guys from a proven background. I've had guys show up at a tryout that won a Super Bowl. I coached a guy last year, showed up at a tryout, tried out like everybody else, had no idea who he was. I thought, man, this guy looks pretty good. Let's bring him into camp. Hey, where'd you play? Oh, I played for Michigan State, and I won a Super Bowl in '06 with the Giants on the active roster. Wow. Really? So you never know what kind of top talent you're going to get. But at the end of the day, we can keep 25 guys. So you're going to have 115 guys that you're going to send home. A lot of them are going to be good players. Some of them aren't, but they all get a chance to be a part of something. And every guy's got the same opportunity. If you can play, I don't care what you look like, what school you're from, how old you are, it doesn't make any difference to me. If you can play, I'll get you a helmet and a chin strap and a mouthpiece, and we'll suit you up and win a championship. If you can't play, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to look, man, this ain't for you.
Yeah.
Take up something else, golf, tennis, but this game isn't for you. I just believe in being straight with guys like that.
Yeah.
So I can't play in the NBA. That's okay. I got no problem with that. So I'm straight with guys the very same way.
Now, Arena 1, as it's called, I just remember it as Arena Football. Is that still, is the CIFL, UIFL, are these, I hate the term farm organizations because it sounds, the players in those organizations play just as hard as Arena 1, or just like when you see the Dayton Dragons, they'll play just as hard as a Cincinnati Reds player. But are these organizations where Arena 1 will look to from time to time and draft up players?
It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for guys that maybe haven't had as much exposure to be able to get some good film underneath them, to use it as a tool to get to that next level, whether it be whatever league it might be, CFL, NFL, just to guys to get a little bit more exposure to be able to move their way on up and eventually get to that the highest level of competition.
Okay, and we want to promote that. We want guys. We have a kid right now, a wide receiver named Derek Shear, a young kid. He just turned 20 years old. He's never really had the opportunity that I think his physical skills will provide him. And it's great to have a kid like that because he'll get a chance to be around Rob and Tommy and know what it is to be a professional and do things the right way. And he's a kid that will have a chance in Arena 1 and could potentially have a chance all the way to the NFL level. He's that type of talent. He's a very raw talent. He's only played the game for 2 years. He's a young guy. But it's guys like that you want to give an opportunity to and see if you can help push their career forward.
Let's talk a little bit about where these games are being played. It's being played at the historic Hara Arena in Trotwood, Ohio. The first home game is February
15th.
February 15th. It's college night. on that night. Talk about the atmosphere of Hara Arena and why you chose that over going to some of the larger buildings.
Well, Hara is a venue that's been around forever. I mean, if you're from Dayton, you know where Hara Arena is. Everything is right on top of the playing surface. So the crowd is so close to actually what's going on. You put 4,000 or 5,000 people in Hara Arena, and you can't hear yourself think. And that's the atmosphere that we want. Just a place that is over the top, nuts, Shark Tank, hostile environment, kind of that tough man contest of the 80s era meets indoor football in 2013. And that's kind of the atmosphere, which is great for everybody. I mean, kids love it. They get a chance to see these guys, these huge 6'5", 320, 30-pound men.
6'5".
Slamming into each other, and the 5'10" guys that are exceptional athletes.
You're pushing 5'10".
So, but yeah, I mean, Hara Arena, to us just seemed like the best choice, and they've been great. Hara Arena's been great, along with just the city of Dayton and companies in Dayton, Rave Cinemas, Domino's here in Dayton, Dayton Wright State Physicians.
Lots of support.
NovaCare. I mean, they have just been really outstanding in embracing us, Shriners. And we are so appreciative of that. Really, the only option we have is to win a championship for them. And that's how I feel, and that's how our players feel.
And anything less is unacceptable.
Absolutely. No question.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about what's going to be happening this upcoming season. Not only will they get to see an arena football game, but there's a lot of fun activities that are going to be going on during halftime. What's going to be happening there?
Well, I know it just from years past, and we're going to do it. I think we have a rapper that's going to be there for halftime of the first game. We're going to have the mayor do the coin toss. But I think for the kids, what we really want to do is get the kids and the families there. They say it's cheaper than going to the movies. You get these kids come to the games, and like he was saying, the Hara Arena is why it's a good spot because you're on top of it. These kids are right there on the wall, and when we're throwing, if we throw it, I overthrow him, getting the ball out of bounds or something, the ball goes in the stands. Well, you're up in the stands. You catch the ball, you keep it.
Right.
You put it in your hands, and you can do whatever you want. Take it home. Do what you need to do. We have where the kids will come down on the field, and we'll play games with them between quarters or timeouts, where they get a chance to come on the field and play a game where they'll put some shoes on and a jersey and just kind of run around. I think they have the U.S. Army's doing a football toss. Get fans to come out there and do a football toss in the field, and just something to entertain at all times, and just get everybody involved and having a great time. We got our our little rally towels that we're going to do, and I think the main thing for the kids and people at the games, they know that after the games, you watch this game with these players. Well, you get to come down on the field after the game. You get to meet all the players, sign autographs, let your kids run around, and with how our walls are, we got pads on the wall. Kids all the time running and jumping and popping the pads on the wall, just having fun.
Yeah.
We've done stuff. We've taken kids out. I've taken a kid off from the wall where his parents are sitting, taking him off, and they run away with him. He comes down and sits on the bench with us for a series, and then we take him back. Stuff like that the kids don't get to do anywhere else, and meet the players and just kind of have fun.
Sure.
Now you have a section of the arena. It's mostly general admission seating, but you do have a section of the arena. It's called the Shark Tank. Talk about that. Who wants to tell us about the Shark Tank?
It's just going to be rowdy. That's all. We wanted to be in comparison with the dog pound, the infamous dog pound.
Right.
We wanted to be that kind of atmosphere, rowdy, wild, heckle the heck out of the opposing team's players and fans. We wanted to be, wild in there. You know?
If I remember correctly, when we were talking before the show, these aren't fans.
Fins.
They're fins, if I remember correctly.
Shark fins.
Yep.
Why are we calling them shark fins?
They just seem like the best fit. You can be a fan of anything, but you can only be a fan of the Sharks.
Everybody has fans. Everybody can't have fans.
Right.
So you got fans, we got fans.
Now, I see you also have up here you can take that down and show everybody if you want to. You've got your little hand towel here.
It's a little rally towel.
A rally towel.
Kind of come to
this
the
is
game
something where everyone's going to be waving up
get
the
into
fans
it,
and
get
carrying
going,
on.
something crazy if the fans have fun, and the kids. The kids all like this kind of stuff. They get to go up there and wave it around.
This will be mine. This will be I wear this during the game. And it'll look like this. It'll be a little bit more
sweat so that you can sign it back to the.
It'll be a little more decorative.
That's why they
and
call
pretty
Rico Suave, because he's got to look pretty.
Yeah, mine will be folded just right. have a nice little, some decorative things on there for a nice fan to have afterwards. But yeah, this is what mine will look like.
The good news is, Dale, and I just want to touch on this, Dayton's been so supportive. It's season tickets have gone tremendously. I think we only have about 500 season tickets left. They've really been supportive. DaytonSharks.com is a place where you can go and get your tickets.
So if they want more information, all they got to do is go to DaytonSharks.com.
DaytonSharks.com. You can get our schedule there, buy season tickets there, buy in-game tickets, look at seating for Hare Arena, see all of our sponsors. So that's an easy way to do that. And like I said, there's only 500 season tickets left, so it's very important if people. I think you can get a season ticket for about $30 or $35.
That's really good.
It's really good. So.
All right. Well, we only have about a minute and a half left. Anything else you guys want to share with us? We've learned about MVPs and Rico Suaves and everything else here on the show.
Yeah, and what you see right here is what you're going to get at the games. It's all of our players are like this. We're, laid-back players. We go out there, we have fun, but, we have our time where we get serious. We want to win football games, but, it's the family and the friends coming out. We want to make sure they have a great time and a great experience. And, I've never been anywhere over the past 8 years I've played that someone has went to an arena football game and says, I don't like it or I'm not coming back. Every single one of them says, hey, we're coming next week. We're going to get the kids and friends, and it's something you can take your kids, or you got a date night. If your wife or girlfriend likes it, you can get your group of buddies to come. Hey, let's go to the games first. We'll go there before we go out tonight and hang out. It's something that everybody can do at any time they want to do it. Family, friends, kids, whatnot.
It's gonna be.
Well, I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to all three of our guests here. Tommy Jones, quarterback and free agent signee with the Cincinnati Bengals, 3 teams he helped take to the championship in arena football. Robert Redd, wide receiver for the Dayton Sharks. Good luck to you, Robert. You were with the Indianapolis Colts. You spent 4 years in the NFL, now with the Dayton Sharks. And Coach Chris Taylor, good luck to you this season. We're looking forward to seeing what's going to happen out there with the Dayton Sharks at Hare Arena. And don't forget, DaytonSharks.com. And if you forget that, I would imagine you can just contact Hera.
Absolutely.
And they can give you some more information also. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Greater Dayton Live, and we'll see you next time.